Hey guys, okay, I cannot believe that I'm actually sitting down about to do a makeup tutorial. I don't even know if I'm gonna call this a makeup tutorial. I feel like my routine has changed so much since the last time we did makeup together because it's been a whole year, which is insane that it's been that long since I've sat down and done this. I actually low-key was like feeling emotional about it. I was showering earlier and I was like, oh my God, this is like what started me. Like this is what started everything. Like just sitting down and doing makeup and talking to you guys is literally what got my ass out of retail and started my entire career. And I haven't done one in so long. I'm sure the views on this video are gonna be terrible because people just don't like makeup tutorials the way they used to, but I still have so many requests just to do like a simple tutorial the way I used to. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I am keeping it very low key, sitting here in my bedroom. I actually sat everything up myself today. Sorry, I'm just putting this on my lips. I actually sat everything up myself today because now I have an editor. Shout out to Evander, you're the GOAT. He's my filmographer, videographer, whatever you want to call it. He does all my lighting, he does my editing. Thank God for him. But I wanted just to do something so low key today and just keep it like me, like the way I started off. So I'm just sitting here in my bedroom and I set up some lights and camera and just kept it simple. So hopefully you guys like this because it's not like glamorized with like the perfect backdrop and all of that. Okay, I am rambling so much. I need to get started. Okay, so my skin is already prepped. I'm so hungry right now, you guys. I just have to preface this video. I am so hungry. It's almost 2 o'clock and I have not eaten anything. The only thing I have done is drink tons of water today. We love to stay hydrated. We love a hydrated queen, but I am famished. I am so hungry right now and my brain doesn't really work properly when I'm hungry, so I think Jordan's making me a smoothie. Please, God. I'm gonna go in with my hydrating under eye primer. You guys, when I tell you that this product for me is an absolute must. It's not just about the fact that it feels good on the under eyes, but genuinely the way your concealer sits all day long and applies, it is such a game changer. It's one of those things that if I forget it, I'm like, damn it, and I get upset because it's that big of a difference for me. So I just tap that in everywhere around the entire eye area, and then I will just go straight in with my product. Okay, so I've been going back and forth recently with my routine. Sometimes the first thing I do is my eyebrows and I go with the Anastasia brow freeze and I like brush them up and I do that whole thing. But today I'm not going to. That actually does make my makeup routine a little bit more complicated for me personally when I do brows first. So it's just like kind of like what I'm feeling basis, you know? So today I'm gonna go in with foundation. Oh, this foundation, you guys, it is so freaking good. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is my favorite foundation right now. It is so beautiful. And I'm actually going to mix it with a lab sample of foundation that I am currently testing out to launch Jaclyn Cosmetics foundations. So for the past like 2 months, I've been going through all different samples and making some changes, but this is like the main one that I am using. I love how long wearing it is. It does not move on my face whatsoever. It doesn't settle into lines and it looks like super beautiful, like a satiny matte. So I'm gonna go in with a shade that matches my chest because you can see, as always, some things never change. My face is not the same shade as my chest right now because of sunless tanner that I've been using. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending that out so that we can get the shade of my face to match my neck. Also, because of the way I have my camera angled, my mirror is so far away, like it's all the way over here. So at points, I'm gonna have to bring it up and I'm sorry, you're gonna have to see some of it. I hope it doesn't like blind you. I'll do it like that. Wait, no. We'll figure it out. Okay, so my face is still actually lighter than my chest, but that's okay because we're gonna go in and bronze it up in just a minute. So now I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm gonna be using my concealer that just launched last week. Yeah, I'm like trying to figure out like what month it is, what day it is. I'm still very new like to the whole, you know, 2022 thing, okay? I'm new here, just be patient. I approved this formula over a year ago, but it took us such a long time to like nail down all of the shade range since it is over 30 shades in this concealer. So that it was like a long process. But this actual formula, I have been using this for over a year. I dropped lots of hints about it like on Instagram and even a video that I did like in the beginning of last year. I used it, but I didn't tell you guys what it was. It is a medium to full coverage. It's very, very buildable. It is very long wearing and it's one of the only concealers I've ever used in my entire life that I actually do not have to set. Like I can just wear it like this. Now keep in mind, I do set my concealer the most, like the majority of the time, just because that's the way I like my under eye to look. I like it to be powdered, but I don't have to. I can wear it like just by itself all day long and it's not gonna crease or budge or smudge or settle into my fine lines on me. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that in. I've seen a lot of reviews of people saying that it dries so quickly that they have a hard time blending it. I was actually so shocked to see that because of all the tests that we did not find that. Like I said, I've been using this for a year and I haven't noticed that. It definitely is a quicker dry down than some, you know? I mean, like obviously like a serum concealer is gonna be like sit there tacky and wet forever. But this one, it does dry down quicker than that, but it doesn't dry down fast in my opinion. But everyone's different, you know? Okay, I'm gonna get that there. Oh, extra coverage, you know, never hurt nobody. Oh my God, I can hear the blender downstairs in the kitchen. But sorpresa, Jesus. The smoothie is coming. Oh my gosh, I just realized this is my first time on camera since I've gotten engaged. Wait, right? I mean, other than the video that I did, but look. I'm engaged. It's like, I haven't gotten over it yet, the fact that I'm actually engaged. I wanna do a video because starting next week, I'm going back on Jaclyn's journey, like hardcore, and I will be vlogging that, but getting engaged totally threw everything off and all my plans for content because we were just like, floating on cloud 9. And then we got sick and we didn't leave the house for 2 weeks and that changed all of our plans and it's just like, bloated and inflammation and nothing but ramen noodles and just like carbs. It was a whole thing. I wanna actually like incorporate in my next video, like the real story, because there's like so many details about it that weren't included in the video and I want to include that. Bitch, this skin is snatched. Like, honey, we're in a good place. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with some cream bronzer. I have been loving this Anastasia cream bronzer. I'm using shade Caramel. It is such a gorgeous formula. I came out with Cream Bronzer's limited edition capsule collection for summer in a few shades, but that was limited edition. So this right here is amazing. I'm gonna just go in and tap it on, and obviously it's gonna look really, really messy at first, but don't worry. And the dry down on this is amazing. Like honestly, it is such a good formula. So I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth and blend this out. And this is like a really, really big change that I have made in my makeup routine recently since I was last here doing tutorials. I have started incorporating a lot more cream products to really make my skin look more like skin in person, and not as many powder products. Okay, we're gonna get that all around the hairline and then just blend that in and blend that out. I look like I'm crazy right now. Oh my gosh, I hear Jordan coming. That's so good. What's in that? Tell the people.
Frozen blueberries, almond butter, cinnamon, salt, collagen powder, almond milk, a banana, a whole avocado.
Damn, and it tastes amazing. Cheers.
We're engaged.
Woohoo! Okay, wow. Now I'm going to have this smoothie. I'm gonna feel like I can't even talk still. Letting the protein kick in. Okay guys, I'm gonna feel like a different person in a second. So when it comes to applying my cream bronzer, I, as you can see, apply it super, super close to my eye. Like I actually go over the tail of my eyebrow. And the reason why is because the look that I'm gonna do, although it's extremely like minimal with the shadow, I want that cream bronzer to almost become a part of the shadow. So everything just kind of like whoosh together. So I make sure that I bring it all the way up here, all the way to the hairline around the side, and then up around the entire forehead. And I swear you guys, I sleep on my right side every single night and look at all this breakage that I have. Like it looks like I'm balding. And it doesn't matter how I fall asleep, how I force myself to fall asleep. I wake up and my face is smashed on the right side into my pillow. I use a silk pillowcase, everything I can. Okay, so now that we have our cream bronzer on, I'm going to set my under eye. And what I love about the way I'm doing my makeup right now is if I feel like I need more bronzer later or when I go in with my blush, I can do so with the way I'm gonna set it. So I'm gonna go in right here with one of my little palettes. You guys, these are like the most underrated thing that I think my company sells. This is my brightening and setting palette right here, and it comes with 4 different shades. Do you hear Georgie? I swear it wouldn't be a tutorial if I did not have my dog grunting as loud as he possibly could at my feet. All right, so like I was saying, anyone who uses them is like, what the hell? They are the most beautiful under eye setting powders ever. Like just, oh, so thin, so creamy, so easy to apply. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the shades Honey and Coconut, because Coconut is really, really light. So I'm gonna go in with both of these and get it on my beauty sponge like so. I'm going to just go ahead and focus primarily on the inner corner and then just begin to tap that down along the side of my nose and then just slightly out where that bronzer is, just like that. We're not gonna bring it over here in this area. We're not gonna cover any of that up. We're just setting the under eye area by the nose and a little bit on the outer corner of the eye. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and set the entire eye area. Yes, I still set my eye area with powder. I know so many people now, we have transitioned into a place where we are no longer using, like we're not putting powder first, just going in with cream products and then straight in with eyeshadow. I still can't, I just don't like it. I don't like the way my shadow blends. This works for me, so I have not changed it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take the shade Honey only, and I'm going to set my nose. I know this is so random the way I do things, but this is what I do because I'm gonna go in and contour my nose because I personally do not like cream contour on my nose. And I don't think that it looks as good. I don't think that it lasts well. I think that it's easy to smudge it, or if you hug someone, it's like by contour. So I like to set my nose, and I'll show you like the process behind that. I also set my upper lip and nose area right here with that same powder. That way that liquid product doesn't settle right here at all and like that little crease in your nose. Because I'm a perfectionist, you guys know how it is. You know the vibes. Okay, so now at this point, I will grab my Hoola bronzer. This is still my favorite nose contour shade ever. And a little brush right here. This is by Artiste Morphe. Look at how dirty my handle is. Morphe also sells one that's like the exact same for like a quarter of the price, but this is the Artiste one. And then I'm going to just go ahead and pick that up. Now I have to like get close to my mirror for the nose contour, so bear with me. Start right here. Straight down. Yes, it's gonna be a drastic line. Like, what the hell is that? But don't worry, it's all gonna come together. And I'm gonna do it on this side. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna put it down here. I'm also gonna put it on the sides of my nostrils, just to give that little, you know, you get it. All right, now I'm taking my brush that I created with Morphe. This is the JH15. This is the brush that I have to use for my nose contour, and it's because of the angle of it. It just makes everything so easy to blend. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get in there and blend this out. And I'm gonna sit here and blend this for probably a solid of 2 minutes straight to make sure that we are not looking like, ah! Okay, so at this point, you do not have to go in and bake like I'm going to. I'll be honest, I actually haven't done this step in like 3 months, but for some reason I'm like filming for YouTube and I'm panicked and I'm like, ah, gotta do the most. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm taking Beauty Bakery, their translucent flour powder, and I'm just gonna take that and run it along the side of my nose and just let that sit for like the next 10 minutes while I do some other steps. Now what, you little hoe? All right, so now I'm going to do my brows. So I recently, when I was sick, I was so bored one night and I got in front of my vanity. I probably spent an hour on my eyebrows. I was like, I am sick of it. I had like this little area right here that I always had to fill in so specifically, and it bothered me so much. So I went in with everything. I went in with a razor, I went in with scissors and tweezers, and I just completely changed my brows. And I am so glad that I did, because I think the shape is so much more flattering to my face now. So I made them way thinner, and it's so easy for me to fill them in now. Like, I love it. So I'm gonna go in with the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I'm using shade 3, and the way I fill them in is pretty explanatory. I'm just gonna start, God, I can't do this because my mirror. I need like a small magnifying mirror that I can hold right here. Okay, so I did this eyebrow off camera just because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do it on camera. Seriously, the way I do my brows now is so easy. I don't use concealer anymore, nothing. It's just so simple. I'm so freaking glad that I trimmed my eyebrows the way I did so that I can actually do this quickly. Okay, so the way I do this is I comb my brows up, and then I start at the very inner corner, and I, with such a light hand, I just go ahead and start a line at the base of where the brow hairs are growing. I always start at the bottom because I prefer to be more heavy-handed at the bottom than at the top. And I feel like when I initially go in, I'm a little bit more heavy-handed just naturally. So I go ahead and just create that line, follow my brow hairs. Then I go in and just grab that product and like flick it upward to spread that product along. I used to like do that part. I would do like that little line, but then I would go in and I'd start filling everything else in, and I felt like it made my brows a little bit too bulky and a little masculine. So now I like flick that up, and it just keeps them looking way more natural. All right, so now I'm gonna brush my brows straight, and I'm gonna go on the top. I will just do the same thing, following the brow, following the shape. Okay, so eyebrows are done. Honestly, so easy. It takes me now maybe 4 minutes to do my eyebrows. So we get to move on to eyeshadow. So this has been my current go-to look all around when it comes to eyeshadow, face application, all of that. It's so simple, and I only use one eyeshadow palette, right? Yeah, I only use one eyeshadow palette, which is my original palette with Morphe. You guys, again, some things never change. This is just still, it's still it. It still hits. It's still that bitch. I used to like be really cute for you guys, like get a new palette, because I have like a huge stash downstairs of like 100 of them, and I always wanted to like look perfect on camera. But you know what? This is the current situation, okay? We're just keeping it really relatable and humble around here. It's very, very, very filthy. Some of the shadows are so covered in dust from the other shadows that they don't even look like the right shade. That's okay. As you can see, I always hit pan on these two shades, always, and then I have to go replace the palette because I run out of them so quickly. So Silk Cream and MFEO, which stands for Made for Each Other, are like my two go-to shades. So I'm gonna pick those up on a floofy brush. Any small, little, dense, fluffy brush like that will do. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit that right there in the crease, and we are just gonna blend this bitch out. All right, we're gonna blend it up, we're gonna blend it down. I'm gonna go into the inner corner and just start working it up towards the brow. Not going back in with any additional product yet, just working with that initial first pickup, and then we'll go back in with more after I feel like we've got a good little fade. All right, gonna go pick up a little bit more of that and then just repeat the steps, starting right there in the outer crease, bringing it down on the outer corner of the lid, and then taking it upward towards the brow. Okay, I thought I was only gonna go in with one palette, but I forgot I always use the same shade. Oh my God, this palette is so dirty, you guys. This is just real life, okay? This is my volume 2 palette. Wow, okay, so I'm gonna go with the first shade of the palette right here in the shade Certified, because there's just no color like this. It's just the best and it's so pigmented, so I always use the same shade. I'm just gonna take this with a big like bare paw brush. This is my JH53, and I'm going to just begin to tap this all over the inner corner, including right in here. I want this color to kind of come down underneath my eye as well. I'm gonna just put it all over the inner corner of my lid, up into here, and just saturate this entire area. While I'm here, I'm going to dust off this translucent powder from the side of my nose, just because it's distracting me from what I'm doing right now. Okay, so you can see the difference that white eyeshadow made and just how it's like really like brightening and opening the eye. I'm gonna do the same thing on my other eye now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with my original palette and I'm gonna go in with the shade Central Park, which is this deep matte brown, which you can see I obviously use all the time because I do this look all the time. That's why it's hitting pan as well. I'm gonna take like a little tiny stiff liner brush. I'm just gonna go in and put this all along the lash line as a smoky liner. And I am not being precise with this. Oh my gosh, you can see my smoothie in the mirror. Let me move that, it looks gross. I'm not being precise with this whatsoever. I'm just kind of stamping it on because I am gonna just blend out quickly and lightly, so you do not have to be like strategic and try to make this look perfect. All right, and then with any like pencil brush like so, I'm going to just go in. I'm gonna actually grab the shade Mocha right here, which is just a lighter matte brown, just a tiny bit of that, not a lot. And I am just going to go over that first shade, just kind of like wispy motions, kind of moving upward to blend that out and make it just a little bit smoky, because I don't want anything about this look to be like structured, you know, I don't want it to be like a sharp liner. I just want it all to just kind of like be fluid and come together. So that's why I'm smoking this out and not leaving it like a perfect line. I'm gonna take that same Mocha shade and kind of like tap it in this outer corner a little bit, just so that it kind of goes from like a smoky liner up to that same shade, kind of blending in with what we did previously. All right, now taking that same pencil brush and going in with those two first original shades right here, I'm gonna go ahead and just put that all over my lower lash line. We are not trying to be specific or strategic in this. We are just going to blend it all over the entire lower lash line. It's kind of let it fade out. I'm taking a little bit of that deeper shade, that Central Park, and I am going to just put that right along the lower lash line as well with a little bit of a tighter brush, just to bring in that dark matte brown. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my highlight in the shade Iced. This is by Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is my favorite go-to highlight shade in the entire world, and it works with so many different skin tones. I'm going to take that, I'm gonna put it right here on the tip of my nose, because I will never stop highlighting my nose. Look at that, it's like Rudolph. I'm gonna make like a little exclamation point where I take it right up the center of my nose. And I always take that on my finger, and I do a little dab right here on my chin. The reason I do this is because I am so dry that I'm kind of trying to create like a fake oily effect almost, if that makes sense. Like obviously I don't wanna look oily, but I don't wanna look dry. So that's why I use so many cream products now, and why I add highlight in certain areas to create that effect for myself. I'm gonna take that same shade and I'm now going to highlight my brow bone. I love the look of a highlighted brow bone. Sometimes I will use a matte white instead, and it's pretty, but there's something about a shimmery brow I think is just so pretty. As you move your head around and it catches the light, it's just like, oh, I mean, look at that. A highlighted brow versus a non-highlighted brow, it just brings life to the face. I love it. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to lashes, and this is where my routine has really changed. So I'm gonna start off just by curling them. I never used to curl my lashes if I was gonna do fake lashes, just because I didn't understand the importance of it. And now I cannot believe that I went all those years without doing this, because it makes my lashes stand up so much prettier. So I always curl them now. And I'm gonna go in with a coat of mascara. I'm going to use a coat of the Fenty mascara and then a coat of the Marc Jacobs mascara. Marc Jacobs mascara is low-key one of the best mascaras I've ever used, and I never see people talk about it, and it is so freaking good. So I'm gonna full on apply mascara, basically as if I'm not even applying false lashes. Okay, so there I have mascara on my top lashes, and at this point, sometimes I won't even apply false lashes, but I'm going to today just because I'm so obsessed with these lashes. I talked about on my Insta stories, I'm so late to the game. These are Wispies. Oh my God, they're so inexpensive. They're at any local drugstore. You guys, they look so natural. Like, you know me, I have always loved like a big lash, like a dramatic lash. Even if I'm wearing basically no makeup, I'll still put on like a lash, you know? So it kind of made me uncomfortable at first to wear these, but you guys, they're so beautiful. Just wait until you see. I'll put it on one eye so that you can see how amazing they look, and then I'll show you the other eye. The one thing about this lash though that I feel like people don't talk about is the band is clear, and I hate the way that looks when it's on. So what I do, I know it's dramatic, I just grab like any liner, a gel liner. This is like a Huda Beauty, just liquid eyeliner. And I literally just quickly paint that, and then I put lash glue on it, and then I apply it. It is an extra step, but it just looks so much better because I do not like the way a clear band looks. I never have. You can see it on the eye and it's noticeable. And you gotta go and like cover up with liner, and it's just easier just to paint the actual band and then slap it on. All right, let's slap this bitch on. Ah! Oh my God, I thought it would fly out of my fingers. Oh my gosh, okay, wow. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, bring her on in. This lash is the easiest lash in the entire world to apply because the band is so flexible. I don't know what I was doing the last 10 years of my life. Everyone was using these lashes and I was just like, not. Look at that lash. Look how pretty it is. Oh my, it gets me randy. Like, can you see how gorgeous that is? It literally looks like my lashes, but better. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit longer, thicker, more voluminous. When you look at me, you're not like, damn, that girl's wearing fake lashes. The way I used to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, lashes are on and she is coming together. So now at this point, I'm gonna go back and pay a little bit more attention to my face because I've done, of course, my eyes. So I'm gonna go in and make sure that everything is blended out. I'm gonna add a little bit more bronzer, and then I'm gonna blush because I still don't know what it's like to live a life without blush. I absolutely have to have it. So let me just go over everything like so. All right, going back in with the same cream bronzer just because, you know, stuff fades, and as you're working on your canvas, meaning your face, stuff just kind of gets pushed around. Some little retouches before the final look is always the thing, in my opinion, that like brings you together. So I'm bringing this all the way in to the cheek like that, which I will not do with my blush. I'll only do this with my bronzer. So bringing that in, and then I always grab my beauty sponge and just kind of dab over that to make sure that there are no harsh lines, because that is what this tool is good for. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with a cream blush. I'm going to be using my cream blushes from my summer collection. You guys, if you know, you know. This is another one of my products that like the people who love it, you know what I'm saying? And then there's the people who haven't tried it. I'm gonna go with the shade Swoon. I go back and forth between the colors that I use all 4 of them, but today I'm gonna use Swoon. This is a brand new one because I went through my other one. I just grabbed this from downstairs, and then I'm gonna take the exact same brush and just pick that up. A little bit goes a long way. This is gonna be a little too much. I'm gonna put this primarily just on upper cheekbone. It's so pretty. I'm gonna wrap it around my eyebrow like that. Oh, so gorgeous. And this is just like a really pretty pale coral shade. It's so beautiful on so many skin tones, and out of all the shades, it's definitely the most popular because of the fact that it's so easy to use. The other ones are a lot more vibrant, but they blend out like a dream. I'll show you. I'll take a tad of this. This is Royal Flush. This is like a much brighter shade. It's like you barely need any. You can see like what it's giving. So I will take that and just tap it out nice and gentle. I'm just keeping it over here. I'm not bringing it in this area. I'm keeping it over by the eye area. Then taking the beauty sponge once again. Oh, I love blush. 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 And the thing about cream blush and cream bronzer that you really can't escape, honestly, is it is going to fade. Whereas like powder blush, like my palette right here of Rouge Romance, this does not fade. It lasts forever, but you really cannot help it when it comes to cream products. So I always kind of overdo it a little bit because in a couple of hours, it's not gonna look like this. Okay, and then speaking of that, I'm gonna grab my Rouge Romance palette. I'm gonna go in with the shade Pretty Posh, which is right here in the center. And I'm gonna take any brush and I'm gonna dust that on my nose. And the reason I use powder is because of the fact that I use powder on my nose, so I don't want to put a cream product on top. So I like use powder in the center of my face and then cream everywhere else. And it just gives the face so much dimension and it makes the skin look so natural. Like in person, it looks like I'm not wearing much makeup at all on my face. Okay, and then for like a finishing touch, I'm gonna go back in with my under eye brightening and setting palette, and I'm going to take both these shades one more time, and I'm going to just dab it right there and bring that down, and you will see the way this really just makes everything look so pulled together and like just like kind of perfects that under eye area. People can say what they want about me, but no one can deny that my under eyes stay looking snatched, okay? I'm telling you, it's like the one thing that I am very confident in, and I can go to battle with anyone. My under eyes always look good. Here's a little pro tip. Go ahead and grab a black eyeliner. You can use a gel, you can use a pencil, just don't use a liquid. And go ahead and line this top waterline right here. Only the top, not the bottom. And I've talked about this before, but it is like such an amazing trick. If you have on false lashes or even no lashes, when you do this, it literally makes it look like the lashes are growing out of your lash line, and it doesn't have that disconnect where it's obvious and you can see the band that it's false lashes. I want you to try to see the difference with this and this. I don't know if you can tell, but just that step and what it does and the way the lashes just look so much more together and put together rather than this side. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with lips. I'm gonna use my liner in the shade Butter Pecan. Sorry, I'm looking for my sharpener. This has been my favorite lip liner shade as of recently. I've gone through 2 of them now at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and just line my lips. Okay, so every single time I do a nude lip, and I'm not talking like a pink lip, I'm talking a nude lip, I literally stay beyond stress trying to decide between these shades right here. And these shades are Confidence, Oh Hi, Truth, Get Real, and Empowered, which is sitting over there at my vanity. Literally, I sit here and I'm like, oh my God, which one? They're so similar and they're all so different. And I get to sit here and stress out. I'm gonna go with Truth. It's so good. This color is so good. I have so many of these floating around my house because it's just one of my absolute go-tos. Oh, I'm obsessed with it. This was actually the shade Sophia in my lipsticks, and then I just recreated it in liquid lipstick and changed the name. But if you guys loved the shade Sophia, this is the exact same shade. And then I always sit here stressed out about, do I do a gloss? Gloss, no gloss, gloss, no gloss. I usually start with no gloss, and then like 2 hours later, I'm like, screw it, and I put a gloss on. So we're just gonna do that. Before I put on my bottom mascara, I'm going to set my face with MAC Fix Plus. I have fallen in love with this product. I know some people do not like it. I just think it makes my skin look so natural and like just a pinch of dewiness. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video. This is my current go-to routine that I do for like a full face, but it's so easy. And although there's like a lot of little steps here and there, I do this look probably in about 40 minutes, I would say. And I feel glam, but I don't feel over the top glam. I would call it like a daytime glam, like a daytime smokiness, you know, but just very much like skin and a natural looking glow without like over highlighted cheeks and all that. So that's it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you like makeup tutorials, and if you miss my makeup tutorials, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Let me know if the views on this suck and the engagement sucks, then I will know this is not something that you want to see. So if you do want to see it, please share it with your friends and let a hoe know. And until next time, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.